What's up, guys? Michael Lee XRP, and welcome back to Fiktxun Crypto. Today, we have James Ray XRP returning for another update on Schmeckles. James, how you doing?
I'm doing well, Michael. Thank you for having me back.
Yes, sir. It's an honor to have you. It's always a good time. And we have some big updates on Schmeckles, don't we?
Yeah, we do. We do. And happy for me to jump straight in?
Yes, sir.
Fantastic. All right. So with Schmeckles, probably the biggest thing that's happened recently is we have launched a 2D platform game competition. So Michael, if you don't mind throwing that up on the screen. So this is our competition. It's still in beta release at the moment, but it is just a single level of a 2D platform game, which has a countdown timer where competitors will try and get that high score. The leaderboard at the moment is around that 122 points, I think it is. And there's a lot of healthy competition already started. So you probably won't be able to see the top of that leaderboard. Just hit the refresh button if you want to see get it populated though. And for this competition, we have plenty of giveaways. So it's going to be the top 9 positions will receive a prize. So for the first prize is 100 XRP and 200 Schmeckles. And that sort of filters down to 6th to 9th place will receive 2 XRP and 4 Schmeckles each. So part of this competition, you require to purchase a membership, and all money raised from the membership purchases goes to purchasing Schmeckles at market value on the XRPL, and that those Schmeckles that are purchased will then be held in a trust for over 1 year. So we're getting some positive price results as for playing the game and purchasing the membership, but we also have that competition and plenty of XRP to give away. So that's probably the big thing. And we're really encouraging people to get stuck in for this week and up until this weekend. We're also accepting if anybody finds a bug within the game, we're rewarding them with 1 XRP. So a few people have claimed those XRPs for finding some bugs. But we are going to do another major patch before the final release of the game into a final version where we will increase the price of that membership as well. So it's currently at $1 USD. It will jump up to $2 USD to purchase that membership. And the final version of the game is just going to have a little bit of a higher difficulty because people are getting really close already to the top score you could potentially get within that time. So we're trying to ensure that nobody does get a perfect score, so there can be that competitive nature and people can continue to make their way up the leaderboard. So that's probably the major thing, but we do have a few other things to announce. We did release this week the secret sound. So you can actually get to that in the top. If you scroll right to the top, go to the members area and the Schmeckles secret sound. So the secret sound is a 50 XRP competition giveaway where we have a sound snippet from the Rick and Morty cartoon. And if you can guess what that sound is, then you can win 50 XRP. We are limiting guesses to 1 guess per member per day. You will need to create a membership to shop Schmeckles, but you don't need to purchase that paid membership. So a free membership is absolutely fine to join in on this. There's a whole bunch of guesses already down below, but nobody's even getting close yet. So it's very exciting, and we'll see how long this is going to take before somebody gets that right answer. And then another big thing that's happened just in this last week is we did put our major airdrop 2.0 to a public vote. And the reason for that is we had a lot of people approaching the project asking about burning the tokens. And we wanted to give the community the opportunity to have a say and to sort of dictate where we go and how the project is led, because we are a community project and we really want our community to have as much of a say as possible. And shockingly, the vote actually went down to 1 vote in favor of the airdrop. And that's how we're going to proceed. So we aren't going to burn those 250K Schmeckles. They are going to be distributed through the airdrop as originally planned. And that is all happening soon. So the snapshot will be taken on the 31st of March and the distribution begins in April. It'll probably take a few days to distribute that because we're going to do it in those 4 tiers. So obviously, if you hold between 10 to 249 Schmeckles, you get that 10% cut of the 250K, 20% to people holding 250 to 499 Schmeckles, 30% will go to people holding 500 to 999 Schmeckles, and then that top tier of 40% of the 250K will go to people holding 1,000 or more Schmeckles. And the last snapshot that we took, there was only 45 wallets with that. So that means if you hold 1,000 Schmeckles, you will receive something like 2,200 Schmeckles back at that airdrop. So it's a pretty significant airdrop. And definitely for that top tier. Yeah, there you go. There's that information there. So 2,222 for this perfect day, right? That's a great number, because today over in the US is Tuesday, the 22nd of February, 2022. So we were talking about that a little bit before this podcast. And then there's even more information. So it's all happening at Schmeckles. So we do have that RPG, so the role-playing game that we're developing in the background as well. That's been sort of put back on the back burner because there are a lot of collaborations that we started on. So we were actually planning to release that game initially with no collaborations, just having it as a Schmeckles standalone game. But the more we talked about it, the more people that came and approached us, and they were really interested in being involved in that game. So because of all those collaborations, it's taking a lot of time to develop a lot of the NPCs within the game, to do a lot of the design work. And of course, there's a lot of coding behind it all as well. So the design work is actually where the bottleneck is at the moment. So we are potentially going to go to external contractors for that design work, just because we want to sort of increase the speed of delivery of that game as fast as we can. But it's also really exciting because when it does launch, it's not just us, the Schmeckles project that it's launching with. There are a few projects and a few different notable XRPL people who are going to be in that game from that launch. So it's not this game that you have up on screen. So this is the 2D platform game, and they are the prizes there. So it's probably good to have for the people watching to have a look through those, because there is plenty on offer. So right now, it's only $1 to get involved in the game, and if you get one of the top 9 positions, you're more than doubling your investment back. So it's not a bad little prize if you do back yourself as a gamer or someone who can play. And then on top of all this, we also have launched a few NFTs on the Sologenic marketplace. And the reason why is we were very curious about what was happening over at Solo. We do have a few friends and collaboration projects that we talked to, and then they decided to go down the NFT on Solo pathway. So we wanted to see what it's all about. We wanted to see what would happen if we did launch them, how the process would go, how smooth it would all work. And to be completely honest, we haven't had the best experience. So one of our NFTs has been, it was faulty from the get-go. So it never really properly minted. And we've been trying to reach out to Solo support to get some assistance with this. And it's been a week and a half of radio silence so far. So I'm sure they're inundated with plenty of support tickets and whatnot, because they're exploding as a platform. But it is very frustrating from our point of view. And we've made the decision that none of the official artworks from the art competitions that we've promised the artists to be minted into NFTs, we've decided to not put any of those onto the Sologenic marketplace, purely due to the bad experience. So it's not completely bad, because the 4 that you see on screen are all minted and they all are working, and it all seems to be correctly processing there. But that for 1 out of the 5 to not work, we want to make sure we have 100% hit rate when we're dealing with other people's artwork. So we were happy to do this experiment with our NFTs, but yeah, moving forward, all NFTs are going to be over on the XRP marketplace, and that will come along with the XLS 20D coming onto the mainnet of the XRPL. So another thing I should mention with these NFTs that we do have on Solo, the ones that are available, any of the sales that happen there, the XRP raised, so the profits of that sale will go towards purchasing Schmeckles at market value and held in a trust for 1 year. So the XRP there is not to go back into our pockets as a profit. It's to go back in towards supporting the coin, the token that we love, and that we've been trying to work towards building. And I think that's about it as for now. So that's sort of where we're sitting at the moment with the Schmeckles project. Still plenty of happening in the background, and plenty of developments that we've already delivered. So we're just trying to work towards a greater future, and to keep building the project and keep building our community.
Most definitely. And did you already go over the art competition?
So I guess I breezed over it, but yeah, we do have our third Schmeckles art competition, which is live now. And the big differential from this competition to the last two is that this competition is now open to any artworks. So you don't need to be your artwork doesn't need to be related to Schmeckles or Rick and Morty. It can be anything you want. We've also opened it up to any art form. So previously, the first art competition was for pen and pencil artwork. The second one was for computer generated artwork. This one is now open to anybody. So we have a poem submission, for example, already, and we're talking to a few different people who wanted to submit some music. So there's going to be some music submissions into this competition. We also know some photographers that are going to submit. There is at the moment a photo sort of it's artistic. It's like a photo frame on top of a few different photos collaged behind. So there are people sort of thinking outside the circle already, but this competition will run until the 14th of May. So there's still plenty of time to get involved. So the winner of the competition will have their artwork minted as an NFT, and that will be on XRP marketplace. Once that NFT is minted, it's given back to the artist, and that's the artist's property, so they can do with it as they choose, whether they want to keep it, whether they want to sell it, or whether they want to just give it to somebody else for free. That's absolutely up to them. That artist will also receive 1,000 Schmeckles for their bag, but there'll also be a lot of other prizes for other submissions. So please get involved, and we want to support artists as much as we can. And if that's through our competition, that's great. But if artists just want to get involved with our project, we also work with a lot of people developing infographics, for example. We're also open to many other sort of collaborations. So for example, if there's an artist out there that wanted to work on the RPG game, we're more than welcome to have them come in and chat to us and see how we can get them involved. Like I keep saying, it is a community project, so we want to involve the community in any way possible.
Most definitely. And let's go ahead and get just a little bit of this gameplay in, so people can see what it's like.
I'll try not to troll you too hard, Michael. Can't get you stealing my high score.
Is there any way I can turn off the sound?
You can mute that tab if you just go up into your tabs and right click. I'm pretty sure you can mute the tab itself. Otherwise, it's probably a patch that we need to add is a mute button.
Mute. Oh, perfect. Okay. Wait, let's see. I'm gonna restart this because I'm gonna
just hit the escape button. If you hit the escape button, you get back to that menu, or you just hit refresh. That works as well.
I'm gonna try my hardest right here.
Oh, fantastic.
Okay, so what's your ranking on the leaderboard right now?
I was sitting at first place for a little while, but I have fallen from grace. I think I'm in third spot at the moment. Yep, I'm just pulled it up. So I'm in third place at 117 points. The top score is 122, and the second score is 121. And fourth place is 116. So it's a pretty tight leaderboard at the moment.
Goodness, I'm not off to the best start. So what is the strategy here? What's the best way to rack up points?
So the leader has actually released her opinion on what the best movement is. So she's a lady called Jester, who's in our community. So she believes going to the left to begin with, and there's a little cave that goes underground. So going to the underground cave is the best place to start. She's given other tips, like if enemies are aligned in a certain way, you can shoot. So your left mouse button, or just the normal click of your mouse button, is to throw a rock. And she said, if you can do it correctly, you can hit 2 enemies at once. Wow. You get points for killing enemies. So she said to ensure that you're killing the enemies as well. And you also have a life. So once you die, you have that life again. So you have that second opportunity, but that's her pathway. She says she always goes down to the left cave, kills all the enemies in there, collects all the treasure chests and all the Schmeckles, and then she heads back over to the right to try and complete everything on that side. And she's like, every time someone beats her score, she's back within like 12 hours in the leader position. So she's a serious contender at that first place. And we'll have to just wait and see if anyone can even get close. But like we said, there will be one more major patch for this game where we are going to increase the difficulty a little bit, just to make it a little bit harder for everybody to get those high scores.
Yeah, I might as well stop while I'm ahead, if I even was.
And just for people watching, it looks like through the stream, there is a little bit of lag, and that does happen sometimes when I stream. And I don't know why it happens, but it's something to do with the compatibility of streaming from a web browser. But when you're actually playing the game, that lag doesn't exist. Some people did experience lag on certain browsers. So I think, what's the Microsoft one called? Microsoft Edge, I think it is not probably the best browser to play on. So a Google Chrome or a Firefox or a Safari, like you're playing on, are probably the better browsers to play
I'm
on.
actually on I'm on Brave right now.
Okay, I don't even know what that is. Brave. Okay, so that's taken over from Safari, has it?
So Brave is actually I believe it runs on the Ethereum blockchain, which I'm not a fan of Ethereum, but this is you actually get paid you get rewarded for browsing the web and using it just like we do on a regular basis. So it's nice. I've already earned its basic attention token, and that's Brave's native currency. And so I believe this is about
Very interesting.
$2, but it's solid. Look, it shows you all the trackers and ads that are blocked, my bandwidth saved, and all that stuff. So it's pretty cool.
Fantastic. So is that based on providing Brave with your data? Is that what they are getting from you in order to give you their token? Is that the idea?
I'm actually not sure. I should know that, but
yeah, it's because you obviously most things are transactional. If there's a product and they're giving you something, they're obviously taking something. So I'd just be curious of what information they are taking. If it's just sort of your browsing history, like I don't know, like a rewards card that here in Australia, for example, we have things called flybys, which is like a card that you would swipe when you go to the supermarket. You get points, but you're also providing the flybys company with the information of what you've purchased. I'm wondering if that's how this works. You're providing them with the information of what you're browsing, and in return, they provide you with their token. So they're sort of purchasing your information in a sense.
That would make sense. But I like it, the fact that we actually get rewarded for browsing the web, and also it's really good about blocking ads and trackers and stuff like that.
Fantastic. I'm definitely going to look into it. That sounds really cool.
Most definitely. But yeah, we appreciate you for coming on. That was a great update. We went over the art competition. We went over the game. We even touched on the airdrop as well, and the NFTs. So yeah, y'all got a lot going on, and I'll definitely be trying to get better at this game, get myself on the leaderboard for sure.
Awesome.
And
if it's okay, Michael, there's just one more thing that I'd like to say, and it can potentially be the final thing and the sign-off comment. But it's just in regards to the XRPL as an ecosystem and a community. And there are so many people doing so much good stuff here, and there's so many developers creating some really impressive products, and people who are just putting their blood, sweat, and tears into their projects. And of course, there's a lot of community members that are just sort of trying to do their best and to learn and to grow and to develop. So the comment is just really about how we treat each other. And it's just something that's so simple and so basic, but it gets more difficult and convoluted when we're on Twitter. So Twitter is a sort of we operate through an avatar is probably the best way to define it. And it's not a true representation of the individual or the self. So people feel like they can be rude, that they can bully, that they can show things like racism, sexism, and they think they're invincible and like they can't be touched. And it may be a trolling sort of mentality that they're taking. But either way, it's not acceptable. And I have unfortunately been shown a whole lot of screenshots through through people in the XRPL community showing things like racism and sexism and bullying. And it really, really, really has upset me. And it's been something that's been just on my mind constantly over this last week or so. And I just want to say, be nice. I just want to say, don't bully. Just because you're on Twitter doesn't mean it's acceptable. And it's just such a simple statement, but it's something that for me, I feel like we need to be supporting each other. I feel like there's enough FUD around in this ecosystem as it is, particularly from other blockchains. We've created a bit of our own FUD today here talking about Ether, but that it's just as equally received from the other side. So I feel like the people that are here on the XRPL that are working so hard, that are doing such good things, I feel like we need to support each other a bit more. There is a lot of it happening. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of collaborations and a lot of positivity that's happening as well. But it's just that those 1% of people who are spreading negative commentary, that are sort of personally attacking individuals. There's absolutely no need for that. It's just polite
Sickening.
behavior. It makes me sick, 100%. But just being polite, showing some manners, maybe saying thank you for receiving an airdrop, for example. Not attacking people that are working for you and for the community, attacking people that are sort of trying to help this ecosystem grow. It's not the right thing to do, and it's just, there's no place for it in the real world. So there should be no place for it within the XRPL. So the Schmeckles project has made a stand that we are going to be taking hard action on individuals that are showing behaviors like this. So some of those actions may be blacklisting those individuals from our project, so they won't receive any giveaways or airdrops in the future. Other things we may do is just simply block those individuals or red flag them to our community. And we've encouraged people within our community to start reporting individuals that are showing bad faith or bad behavior, and not only just projects that are doing that. So we definitely encourage people to report projects, and we have been reporting a few of late. But we also are now encouraging the community to do the same with individuals that are doing the same sort of bad behaviors. We feel like someone needs to put their foot down, and it's getting to the stage now where I'm actually considering making a public statement and sort of showing the whole public what's happening behind the scenes. And I don't really want to do that, because I don't want to then have people attack that individual. That could definitely backfire. But at the same time, there has to be a limitation to bad behavior, and sometimes it has to be in a public forum. So that's all I'll say there. But I just hope that people out there can be polite, can be friendly, can support each other, because that is definitely what we're trying to do here at Schmeckles. We are all about our community, and we just want everyone to have a good time. We don't want people to be having to tippy-toe around certain individuals. We don't want people to have to be worried about being personally attacked, just for sort of trying to get ahead in their own life by investing in cryptocurrency or investing in these projects, or maybe just to have a bit of fun playing some games or whatever it is. So that's all I'll say, Michael. So you better just stop me from myself, because I'll keep going on and on and on about this, because it's frustrated me so much of late. But that's where I'll leave that comment.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, because obviously we're trying to, the XRP community is about uplifting one another and helping one another. So that completely goes against what we stand for.
Most definitely.
Yes, sir. So yeah, I appreciate that most for sure. And I appreciate you for coming on. It's always a good time, and I always learn something new. So thank you.
My absolute honor, Michael. And like I said before, I'm happy to come back at any time and do an update. So maybe the next update can be with the RPG launch.
I look forward to that. I am a gaming nerd myself, so I look forward to it for sure.
Fantastic. Awesome. Thank you so much, Michael, for having me.
Yes, sir. Thank you for coming on. And thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for the consistent support. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and let us know what you would like to see more of. This is Michael Lee XRP with special guest James Ray XRP, and we are out.